hello, and then oh,
Hello.
okay, the screen does kind of weird for this game. That okay. Well, see, why it
Yeah.
turns green? Anyway,
Ah,
oh,
hello.
hello. There's another person. You spawned in just in time.
Yes, we're just about to start.
I mean,
Well, we just started
I
actually.
just hit record. Is he? Wait, I don't think he's here yet.
I think the audio is letting him down again, just like what happened last time. But
Eh,
yeah, news.
Hello.
Hello.
Ah, hello.
Okay. Yoran,
Yes.
have you seen? I want to start with this because it confuses me. Have you seen the video that the White House published?
A long silence.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Have you seen the video that the White House published?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I am so
The fever
confused.
dream.
I am so confused by it.
It is
I
an
wonder
actual just a
why.
fever dream.
It's so
I presume
weird.
you showed Jewel.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So, for the
Like
people who don't know, the White House, the official White House Twitter, released a video with a bunch of movie clips in this, like, ADHD, like,
compilation, basically.
fucking, yeah,
Compilation style.
yeah, like, overwhelming video with fragments of the war currently in Iran going on to praise themselves, I guess. I I don't it's weird. It was weird. There were like clips from movies and games and even fucking Yu-Gi-Oh of all things.
Multiple artists have already spoken out that they don't like, especially their music. They don't like that it's being used for these purposes.
I mean, yeah,
Like I
that makes
heard
How
sense.
on
weird.
the news, like while at work on the radio, I heard that apparently they used the song "Blow" by Kesha for, you know, to put underneath a video of them blowing shit up in Iran. I mean, that
As one
place
does, I
was indeed a
guess.
fact about the blow. However, you do not put that
Wait.
underneath as like I guess what they might be trying to do is try to appeal to a younger audience. So it's, just get the children riled up to, vote for Trump.
Maybe.
Well, they would if he actually
Either
was
that or they're
competent.
just memeing at this point.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
more people would vote on Trump if he was actually competent.
I mean, to be fair, I think he focused quite a lot on the on
Migration?
no, like during the elections like years ago now. I think he focused quite a bit on on the internet.
Yeah, because he knows that that's a powerful tool.
Yeah, that's probably what won him the election, to be fair.
I mean, I said this before, that he literally thanked Elon Musk for his knowledge about those voting machines that they used.
Did they?
Not suspicious at all. No.
I don't remember them doing that.
It could have been a fake, but it's just it wouldn't surprise me. that they would do that. Mainly because apparently they haven't learned anything from the previous 4 years. Although I do have to say that this time it's a lot wilder. It's a lot more extreme.
One could
What
say
they've,
that.
I'm
Yes.
surprised they haven't used the song "Bomb Iran" to put underneath one of those videos. It's probably too direct, although they're just doing shit now. Like
Is that an
they
actual
used
song?
to care. Yes. I think it's from the 1980s. There is an actual song called Bomb Iran.
Okay.
Yeah, 1980. By Vince Vance and the Valiants. The song itself is pretty funny, but that's where it ends. Apart from that, it is just... Yeah, listening to it a couple months ago, perfectly fine. Listening to it now feels slightly wrong.
Really? Why?
Probably because people are actively being blown up.
Oh yeah, that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe. What's also annoying is that gas prices have gone up like 20 cents or 10 cents within the last week or so. It is ridiculous. You can easily pay €2.10 per liter if you're not careful where you stop. Like, I can check fuel prices really easily. And let me tell you, yeah, to 12 is the minimum. The most expensive that I can quickly see is 238.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Oh, if you're next to a highway, it becomes 247.
Perfect.
Yeah. And diesel has become somehow more expensive. It used to be the cheaper option. Although you paid more in fees. Like with the way that it pollutes and everything, all those taxes and shit. Yeah, speaking of cars. I had car trouble last week. And I guess this requires some explanation into how brakes work, because I can understand that not everybody knows how they function. But when driving home Wednesday or driving to work, I heard a bang from my rear left. I was like, all right, nothing feels different. You know, after your car makes a weird sound, like a weird bonk, you immediately start to feel shit to see if anything's different. See if you can make an assessment immediately within the first 10 seconds of what it could potentially be. But I felt nothing. So I drove to work, then I drove home. At a traffic light, I tried to get moving. The rear of my car just sagged and I couldn't move. After pushing through it, I pulled off to the side, took a look underneath my car, saw nothing. You know, it's always fun when you know you have trouble, but you can't find it. Then I just continued driving with like, I'm gonna look at it during the weekend, just to be sure. I drove to work on Thursday, and at a random moment it ran. So I had to counter
That's not
steer
good.
and apply throttle to, you know, keep it in a straight line and keep it moving, because it really wanted to slow down. Then On the way back, I did it a couple more times, and then I was like, yep. Tomorrow I'm just gonna take the train to work. Because I ain't risking my life for this. So I went to work, got back home, then Saturday I decided to go roadside assistance to, assess the problem because I wasn't driving it any further. I parked it at home, and right when I parked it up, the brake locked up again. Perfect. So, I'm here in Netherlands. It is, if you have ANWB, it is really smooth. Like, yes, you can call, but you can also fill in a form. First question is, where are you? You have three choices. Either you're near a highway or a fast road, like 80 kilometers per hour. If you could be in an unsafe place or in a safe place.
Yeah.
Well, I was in a parking lot at home, so safe place. They have to describe the problem. They have to put in your number plate, so
I'm just gonna put up
they know
music
what
in
car
here.
it is. And after that, I had to wait half an hour, which is surprisingly short time for what I was expecting. I said that I wasn't in a hurry, and they said, "Yeah, we're gonna try and be with you in 3 hours."
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, apparently it just took 30 minutes. Although it did say 15 minutes. But then after the 15 minutes, like it took half an hour in total. He arrived, said, your brake shoe is probably broken off. So he jacked up my car with an air cushion and a couple of like wheel chocks on top of each other to give more height. Pulled the wheel off. Pulled the drum off because drum brakes in the back, which is basically you press the brake pedal, fluid pushes a cylinder or two technically out, which pulled two shoes against the drum, which causes friction that slows you down. And each drum brake has two shoes in it, and one of them, indeed, the actual material, the brake material, was like it fell right out when he took off the drum. So we both knew exactly what the problem was. Also good because that means that you might not have to get a tow truck involved. You can just say, all right, well, you did an emergency fix on it. Basically, you put a plug in between the cylinder and the brake line, meaning that my car currently brakes with 3 wheels. The rear left does nothing. Although the rear brakes generally don't do a lot. They just 30% of your braking is done by the rear brakes, 70% is done at the front. Otherwise, if you hit the brakes quite hard, you're just gonna spin out. Because your rear locks up or your rear gets weird. It's a lot more stable. So, you fix it. You just call a garage, just call a place you go to get it fixed, and just get it done as quickly as possible. I had to put in my odometer, I had to tell the numbers on my odometer because they wanted to have a little bit of insurance that if I were to be dumb and drive away with it, and I have a crash because my brakes give out, then they can look at the kilometers. Yeah, this amount he had to repair. Oh, but we're now 1,000 kilometers further, and he had a crash. He didn't get it fixed. But then they might know where to look to see if I was guilty for an accident. So he did that. Apparently, when this episode airs, it should be at the shop. Like I have an appointment for Thursday. Well, Thursday afternoon, I'm gonna bring it, and then he said he was gonna work on it on Friday. I did ask also for 2 new front tires because my alignment was shit, and the inside has enough tread, the outside it's starting to disappear. So I need 2 new front tires, alignment, and rear brakes. I also found out I have a massive oil leak somewhere as well. The entire back of the engine was covered in oil. Weirdly enough, the oil level was perfectly normal. It was at a max. So I guess they just heavily overfilled it. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see if I can get a replacement or a temporary replacement car for this weekend. If I don't have it back yet. Otherwise, we might have a little bit of logistical issue.
Geen auto van de garage.
I don't know. Potentially yes, potentially no. I'm not sure. If I don't, then we have logistical issues. If we do, well, if we don't, Jimmy's just gonna have to pick us up.
That's fine.
It's not the end of the world. But yeah,
Be worse.
that is like hopefully after I get it back, it's gonna be fully functional again. Brake pedal's gonna feel good. Car's gonna steer straight, so I can finally, hopefully, keep my wheel like fully horizontal to go straight instead of having to turn slightly right to go straight. But I guess it could have broken off because I did have a couple of moments where I was driving with the handbrake on. And your handbrake operates a rear wheel, so my handbrake is currently a suggestion because it only has half the braking power.
Brakes are a suggestion regardless.
Oh, when I drove back on Thursday, my brake pedal felt different every time I pressed it. Do you know how sketchy that is? When you press your brake to brake for a roundabout with people in front of you, and your foot almost goes to the floor. That is some stress-inducing shit right there. Because you know the thing that your brake pedal is usually quite firm and starts immediately. Like you may have a little bit where you can push through, but after that you actually start slowing down. If you're used to that, and you press the brake pedal and it almost goes completely down, without slowing you down, you're gonna get brown trouser moments very quickly.
Yes.
And I'm not the one that's easily scared by a little bit of danger, but like I'm confident in my ability to drive. However, I ain't doing that shit anymore. That means I should probably keep a couple of spare parts ordered, so that if it breaks I can just replace it immediately. It's also the fact that single parts are going to be harder and harder to come by. This older car, you know, they don't make them anymore. The cars that do still run slowly but surely go off the road and get scrapped because people don't appreciate the history and just think this little car is shit. Let's...
Yes, the history of the 2000s.
It's 2026. It's over 25 years ago.
I guess so, yeah.
So, yeah. Also, I really want to keep the car. new cars, like I've only heard people complain about new car features. Some people said, yeah, it's somewhat nice, but like 99% of people just moan about them. Things like lane keep assist, hill assist. Those those features can be more of a danger than an actual assist. Like, sure, if you're not paying attention, it can help keep you in between the lines. But if you're, let's say, you're way too tired to drive, then you shouldn't be driving in the first place. I basically see that as sort of a crutch. It also opens the like it is. I did see Reddit
It
post
should
about
just have
this.
like a good traffic take.
Oh, I have a good thing to say about traffic. Somebody pulled out in front of me today on the way back home.
Oh, okay, here we go. Going so strong.
Hey, hold on,
Yeah.
why did you say anything?
Yeah, I should have said nothing.
Yeah.
It went fine.
Yeah, it went fine.
We
I was
almost
just ranting
had no car complaints.
I was complaining about new car features, so.
Well, okay, no
Yeah.
traffic complaints then.
Well, a dickhead in a Range Rover, because of course it's a Range Rover. I saw him approaching. He should have stopped, because it's, it's not an equal intersection. It's a side road, which means you just have to give way to all other forms of traffic. He just pulled out in front of me. So I honked. I might eventually want to look into a new horn, because my current one it does sound friendly, but also kind of pathetic. My horn doesn't sound intimidating at all. It doesn't make you jump, it just makes you look back like, what was that noise? And also, people don't use their indicators. Apparently people don't know where they're going, because I've seen multiple people over the last few days that I've been driving to work. They stop at a traffic light where you have to go straight, and then they, like, very last minute, decide, oh no, I wanted to go left. How do you not know where you're going? If you have a modern car, you have a massive screen that specifically says where you have to go. Follow the blue line. It ain't that hard. Follow the blue line. If you come into an intersection, look at the road. Look at the road. There are usually arrows on there that indicate in which lane you have to be for which direction. I know, very foreign concept. And people still mess that up. All you have to do is follow those lines. Like, oh, I have to go straight? Hold on, let me grab the lane that's specifically marked as this lane goes straight, this lane goes left, this lane goes right. Nope. Driving is very difficult for some people. People are also very impatient.
Yes.
I understand that my car is a shitbox and doesn't accelerate quickly. But I've had like, everybody just aggressively overtakes. Like, I get it, you want to overtake quite quickly, because otherwise it could be a danger. But this is just like, almost saying, move it, old man. Even though I'm not old at all. "21 years old is not old. If it is, then do I get a discount? If 21 years old is old, then when do I get my elderly discount?" It's the only thing I would be looking forward to when I get old. Like, finally being able to use those discounts that you get when you're like 65 or older. discount on train tickets, discount to museums, because, well, you're old, so you enjoy those things, apparently. Although museums in general are just fun. But yeah,
Yeah, if you have a good one, yeah.
With that rant over, do we have? Does anybody? Does anyone else have anything they want to talk about?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Apparently, apparently the EU wants more nuclear energy.
I mean, that's good.
Yes. Who doesn't want a different version of boiling water? It is better for the environment. Because that's what it is. You're just using a reaction to boil it instead of, you know, burning. You use splitting. You're basically splitting atoms. Especially now that we have less oil coming.
Yes. Speaking of which, the Groningen problems right now is also quite something.
You mean the fact that it might want to open the tap again? So, you know.
No, I don't think that's too much of a problem. More the fact that we decided to pave it over.
Yes.
With cement.
Yes.
You mean the massive holes in the ground where natural gas used to be, which if we didn't fill them,
Well,
we'd basically
okay.
just be asking for sinkholes.
Joe, here's the thing. No, because they're already there. Like, that's whatever. The thing is, they want to ensure that we can never use them again. Which, in case of emergency, they might still be useful.
Yeah. I guess.
In the like overall, it's also the largest natural gas supply of Europe, by the way.
Yes.
And we're just like, yeah, let's remove that strategic advantage and fill it with concrete so nobody can execute whatsoever.
Yeah. And like, if we go with nuclear energy, first of all, our grid is not going able to be handled not going to handle it at all. Our grid is like, you cannot build a new building without having to first get the grid upgraded in that area, which could take a couple of years. So your build would be delayed by years purely because the electrical grid isn't capable of providing the electricity necessary for your building. That's the state we're in right now.
Yes.
I guess I should really start working on old Volkswagen, shouldn't I?
Probably.
Considering, well, it does use fuel, which I guess might become difficult to come by. It's still a vehicle that doesn't really use a lot of electricity. It doesn't have an ECU that can be fried. Like, it doesn't have a computer in it. It just has fuses and a couple of wires. Like how cars should be, in my opinion, but that's me. Let's see, what else do we have? Hmm. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, hey, some news about North Korea. It's weirdly positive.
That
After
is
6
indeed
years,
weird.
they've reopened a train connection with China.
For North Korea.
Yes.
Well, how is that positive, Jewel?
I say weirdly positive.
It's that's still positive. This does not sound positive at all.
It means that their people can finally leave.
Yeah, to China, much better.
It ain't much, but it's an
It's
improvement.
honest work.
Now
Is
they're
it
doing
an
might be better
improvement?
if they pay for it. Like, currently it's only for like business people and government officials, but potentially it could even go as far as actual tourists being allowed to travel. Of course, it does impose the risk of people defecting, which is also the reason why they have like 3 officers posted at the border with South Korea, 2 of them looking at each other, and 1 officer looking towards the country itself to make sure that nobody comes from there to defect to South Korea. But the 2 officers are looking at each other to make sure the other one doesn't defect as well. Like, they did actually just build a system where no one can really defect without a lot of trouble or a bullet. And apparently Volkswagen has its lowest profit in years. 5 billion less than last year. They now have 6.9. They only had 6.9 billion profit. Nice. And then they say, "Oh no!" Anyway, need 6.9 billion in profit as a company. Ain't that a bit much?
Depends on the company.
A company as big as Volkswagen. Like, you can have slightly less profit and still run a successful company. What else do we have on the news? And yeah. I don't see anything that interesting, although I do have another thing about trains. ProRail, the company that does the rail stuff here in the Netherlands,
Yeah.
has they had put like cameras at railroad crossings to catch people that drive through them when the lights are flashing. And it has a great effect apparently, which makes sense because you get a pretty steep fine of 320 euros if you decide to be really dumb and go over a crossing where the lights are flashing, which means a train is coming. And trains don't care about you and your safety if you're on the outside.
Well, that depends.
If you're on the outside, they don't. Like, if a train is going at speed, you decide that now it's the right time to go over a crossing when a train is on its way, and it hits your car fully on the side, then that car will be as flat as a pancake. You will become two-dimensional.
Oh, now you can like play Paper Mario in real life.
Yeah. Yes. But the thing is, right, at a railroad crossing, usually people will use the boom as an indicator that if they can go on there. But that's not the right thing to do. You have to look at the lights and the bells. If those stop, well, the bells only sound when the boom is moving. But once the lights go out, that's when you can go. I've had times where people went when the boom was up but the lights were still flashing, only for the booms to go down again. Because guess what? There was another train. They even specifically put a sign next to any railroad crossing to indicate you have to wait till the red lights are off because another train could arrive. People didn't listen to that. They end up in the newspaper dead. But yeah.
Here in the Netherlands, actually, there is some kind of stupid news. Because something has come up in relation to the I don't know what to call it in English, the toeslagenaffaire, like. I don't know, what do we call that in English?
I'm not sure.
Let me take a look at it.
Do we just explain the situation maybe real quick? Maybe that's easier.
Yeah.
Basically
Is it
some...
easier?
What?
Over
yeah,
the
all I
entire
need to
thing?
say is some people got dicked over by the government and now lost their kids.
Yeah. Like, you get money if you have kids, but the system incorrectly marked them as frauds. So then they had
Yes.
to pay like 20,000 back that they didn't have, so their children were taken away. And they still had massive debt.
Yes. So something new has come up in relation to that. You know how, you know, they're working on getting those kids back, right?
Yeah.
Well, they've so far only managed to retrieve, about 5% less.
Yeah, but didn't they also fuck it up again by saying, oh yeah, you know how you didn't have to pay Like this actually happened, where they just said, "Oh, you know how we told you you were fine and we marked it wrong? Yeah, you still have to pay." They actually sent letters to the people that were victims of the system. You know, that were wrongly punished, saying, "Yeah, your punishment is still standing. We did the right thing. You are a fraud."
Okay.
They said, "We're doing a sequel."
Well, that's not great.
Yeah, the situation like, "Oops, I did it again." So I'm not surprised that they haven't really found any children to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even surprised they are doing it at all.
Well, no, they kind of have to, because they would look worse if they didn't.
Worse than they already look?
Yes.
That's surprising. I didn't think that would be possible. I thought, you know, and it is a, and I entirely forgot what I was talking about. I looked away and my brain just went, whoop. Oh yeah, the government looking bad.
Yes.
There was a previous government as well. Which surprises me. Like, the previous government fucked up, so I guess it makes sense that it's up to the next government to solve those problems.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Because, you know, the government that made the mistake got kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, governments are have their usual competence, I guess, which is to say none at all. Like, they somehow managed to make all the wrong decisions every single time.
Oh my god, dude.
But oh well. Do we have other news?
There may be a DMC6 on the way. But that's unconfirmed. God damn it.
Ravenfield of all things had an update.
What? Really?
Yes, not a big one whatsoever, but it had one.
Okay. No, but basically there's this artist on Twitter apparently who made like a bunch of fan sort of, I guess, posters, I guess you could call them, teasers, like fan-made teasers for DMC6. The voice actor for Nero added one of them to his page or whatever. Or maybe it was on Instagram. I don't know. It was on a social media platform, and the voice actor for Nero, you know, added one of those fan-made teasers to his own thing. So maybe that means something.
Perchance.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, they went and looked for flight MH370 again.
Oh,
Couldn't find it. You know, the other Malaysia Airlines flight that what I guess they really did have a shitty year in 2014. You had flight 370, which disappeared and only found a couple of pieces of wreckage. You had MH17, which became his own disaster of itself after being taken down by a Russian rocket above Ukraine. I wonder who authorized that one. Because apparently they thought, oh, civilian airliner. I guess you could use a rocket. They're still trying to get people out in the Middle East as well.
oh yeah,
Slowly
that's
but
actually
surely.
another thing I saw recently. So, you know how a lot of, like, there's like a bunch of Dutch people that live in Dubai because, like, taxes?
Yeah.
Someone brought up a very good point. Because they're now all evacuating to the Netherlands because of what's happening there,
well,
right?
we should bring them to the SSAs.
Yeah, yes, that's what she said. Well, that was the joke. But no, they were kind of like, they left because they didn't want to pay Dutch taxes, and now we are expected to help them.
Yeah.
Because the planes to get them out of there, the planes to get them out of there are paid with tax money.
So, our money is going to get a couple of rich fucks out of a place they chose to live.
Yeah, and they're also the same idiots that were like, according to ChatGPT, it's not full on war yet. Like, it's not officially a war yet.
So the people that can't think, well, does it make sense? It does make sense why they live there then.
Actually, no. The one you're talking about, Jim. You mean like Geo and stuff?
Yes.
Right? No, they are now very comfortably. I think in Thailand.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Some of them also came here and immediately left again to go on vacation.
Yes.
Yeah, probably for tax purposes.
I don't know, but I mean, well, yeah, that's possible
At
actually.
least for
Yeah.
comfort purposes.
Yeah.
But honestly, I
It
did
is,
kind of,
yeah.
I did like, harsh as it sounded, I did kind of agree. It's like, you left, you fucking fix your own problems, man.
I mean, if you have the money, go buy a house somewhere or something, or rent a house for a while until everything cools down enough for you to return. But that's too complicated to think about, apparently. I mean, that's ChatGPT stuff. And I watched a video today about how the newest generation, especially in the US, has a lot of trouble reading.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, that brings me on to the next point, actually. So, okay, so, basically, at school, right? So far,
Yeah.
every single new generation has been better than the previous because, you know, as a species, we just accumulate more knowledge, right?
Yeah, there's more knowledge, therefore you become smarter. But I guess ChatGPT and
So,
everything does.
yes. The current, like, generation that's currently in school are the first generation to score lower on every single front than the previous one.
And it's not just one factor. It's not just
No, it's all of them.
you.
Every single
You
front.
have. Well, it was already happening, but COVID really accelerated it because suddenly schools had to do everything digital. Which put the children that were supposed to, run around, play a bit, inside, in a room, behind a screen. Of course, they got addicted to that, so they're not going to change that behavior. Parents finally have their calm and peace and quiet, which I can get that you want that at some point in time. However, don't give your child like a tablet immediately. You're just gonna ruin their lives. Like a quarter of them are below their reading level in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And TikTok doesn't help as well, meaning that their attention span just gets focused instead of one long thing to multiple short things. Which is why you should be smart and put a limit on how long you can use them if you are struggling to keep yourself off of those platforms. Which I'm currently doing even more. Because I already set my YouTube Shorts max watch time per day on 15 minutes, which is the lowest you can get it. The Shorts feed limit, which is ridiculous. But if you want to remind him to give you a break, I can say that I can customize it. But if I wanted to limit my Shorts watch time, I get options of 2 hours, 1 hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and 15.
Yeah, there's no option to just disable the entire thing.
No, of course not. YouTube has to commit to their TikTok addiction.
Well, some creators are actually educational.
Well, yes, but you can only do so far with 3 minutes.
Yeah. Which is also why I haven't uploaded a short on my channel forever, and I haven't uploaded a video in a while either, but that's my own problem.
I've only attempted it once. And for some reason it didn't take as a short, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, we just have to create like a video, like a minute-long video, and then just upload it in. With me, it automatically recognizes it as a short.
For me, it didn't. I don't know what I did wrong, but I was like, you know, I don't care for shorts anyway.
You're more of a...
Yeah, because I usually put YouTube in the background. Like, I most of the time don't watch, like, actively.
So you don't like shorts, you're more of a jeans kind of guy.
Actually, yes.
I don't think I own any jeans, actually.
It's all cargo shorts in your closet.
No, not just cargo shorts, also cargo pants. For when it's winter. Like, I may only have, like, one.
Do we actually, Jim? I know what we're gonna get for Jules' next birthday.
A whole bunch of jeans.
Cargo
Cargo
pants.
underwear.
Yes.
With jeans for over top of them.
My mind went to jeans underwear. Like,
that would not.
denim
I don't think that would be
underwear.
comfortable.
No. But my mind went there. But cargo underpants does sound kind of cool. Think about the storage.
You can have underwear within your underwear.
Yes, because you shit yourself.
Wait.
You can just
Oh, you have to press
grab
it
your underpants
again.
out of your underpants and change real quick. And then keep a couple of spares in your cargo pants. You know, next to your cargo shorts. That are also in your cargo pants because you have pockets. Yeah, cargo pants are superior to any other form of pants. And if you're just gonna wear jeans, then I have a compromise. It's called, and that would be called
So
cargo
you
jeans.
would argue that regular pants are quite pants?
Yes. Only a small part is useful. The rest is all protection. Technically, pants are just protection for your legs against a potential, you know, if you're gonna walk through like a forest or a park or something, it is nice to wear pants. Like then it actually serves as protection. Otherwise, it's just fashion. And as we all know, if you go for real fashion, it's useless. It just becomes this impractical piece of cloth that just hangs around you. So if you have cargo pants, that means more of your pants are useful for things like your sunglasses or any other decently big thing, like 4 balls of mozzarella. Which as a kid I may or may not have put in my pocket of my cargo pants because I was too lazy to grab a bag. I made it home perfectly fine. None of them got any damage. It just my pocket was full of mozzarella. I know it's a bit
This is
cheesy,
somehow
but
not the way this thing here is done, by the way.
no. What would be the weirdest?
Although
actually?
admittedly it is up there.
What would be the weirdest thing that I've done?
Probably the WD-40.
Ooh.
No, you mean the DP60? That works really well. It is ridiculous how well it works. It's a British Poundland knockoff. Which is somehow managed to get past customs. Or maybe the fact that I have train seats in my room, or the fact that I've actually had customs ask me and a friend what we were doing while we were taking pictures of trains. I did some weird shit in my life. And I'm not gonna stop doing weird shit. It's fun. You should try it. You two should try it too. Do some shit that would seem weird, but it's just an activity. Like, just be yourself. Somehow getting weirdly wholesome all of a sudden.
Maybe it's the music. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
should talk about traffic again, and that'll make you stop.
No, I've already ranted about that, and I'm sure tomorrow I'll see more idiots on the road. They're common at this point.
No, you better not. You bring the bloody car to the garage now.
Well, I still have tomorrow. I can only bring it in on Thursday. And I'm gonna do it after
And
work.
just parachuted and no-scoped me while parachuting.
That's called skill.
Oh, it's bots. But yes.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other like really interesting news. Oh yeah, another bit of Dutch news actually. Like they just saw, like maybe like a couple years ago or a year ago. I'm not sure when it fell, but the Wilhelmina Tower that used to be in the south of the country that fell. It won't be rebuilt.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
The owner doesn't want any new construction on it.
Okay.
Which I guess was the goal the entire time because there was just the building was neglected. Like the concrete was rotting away, so it just fell. It's a shame because it was a good visual.
Yeah, well.
And the oldest aquarium in the world is gonna get fish again. Apparently, the Dutch have the oldest aquarium in the world.
Do we?
Artis apparently has
Oh.
the oldest one. Built in 1882.
Damn.
That's old. But I guess an aquarium would be easy because you can just transport the fish and just look at fish in water. Wow.
It would not be easy because you have to contain the water and you have to make it so the water doesn't get dirty and shit.
Yeah, you have to take care of the water and all the levels in there, but it's not like if all the water's drained all of a sudden that your fish are gonna escape. It's not like they can suddenly go somewhere. Fish don't run away.
You don't know
They
that.
flop around and then they die.
Have you never seen Nemo?
Have you never played How Fish Are Made?
They don't run in Nemo.
Actually, they do. They
Yeah,
do.
they do.
In their little bags.
Yeah, within the bag. But
Which is very impressive now that I think about it. How did they move that?
yeah. Listen, I think that's pretty much the news.
I guess they had a lot of mass for fish. Their density was like off the charts.
Okay, but
Wait,
the
did
real...
this-
Okay, here's the big question. That's gonna make sense to, like, nobody. Would Nemo have chosen up or down?
With what?
It doesn't make sense to us either, Jim.
No, that's what I meant.
Can you elaborate on the scenario where we would have to make that choice?
Okay, so you know the game Mouthwashing?
You mean the horror game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the same developers before that game, they made a different game called How Fish Are Made, and the whole game, you're asked,
Oh, that game.
do you want to choose up or down? And nobody gives you an answer to what the correct way is, right? And then by the end of the game, you have to actually choose something. And the whole game is kind of just mocking this idea of, like, looking way too deep into meaning, basically. Like, there's some characters that, like, they seem like they're gonna give you, like, some kind of correction or some kind of deeper meaning, and then they'll just say, like, the stupidest shit in the next sentence, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's a very strange
Still
game.
have no clue what game you are on about.
How fish is made. You play
Yeah,
as a fish and you
mou-
flop to the end of the machine.
Mouthwashing is also a thing to look in. It is a pretty good horror game with a lot of. I don't say like scary stuff, but more like
What?
mental.
Did you just look it up?
No.
Oh.
So, like I said, Ravenfield had an update, and there's like a new campaign thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. This is the end screen I get. Hold on, where's the local chat? They really just did an insert victory screen.
Just a victory, well played. We'll be adding a cool victory screen here. Please check back soon. Smiley face.
They really pulled a we'll insert a victory screen eventually.
Hey, if it works, it works. You just put a placeholder in.
This is not even a placeholder. Barely.
Yeah, do we have other
Right.
things to talk about?
Let's go to the section stupid news, I guess.
I may have one for those as well.
Or funny news, rather.
Well, this is more. I'm not sure if you want to call
Well,
it
usually
funny,
it's
but
both, so...
a Belgian transport company has a bit of an issue. One of their old trailers that they haven't had, in service for decades, all of a sudden shows up in Iraq with a missile system inside of it.
What?
Okay.
Like they've sold that trailer like decades ago, and all of a sudden it shows up in Iraq with just missiles poking out of the top.
I mean, is that really their problem?
Well, a American, I think was it a plumber or electrician, had the same problem when his pickup truck that he sold a while ago was used by like ISIS or something with his number still on it. Like his
I
phone
think I
number
heard of
was
that,
still on
yes.
there. He got a lot of backlash from that, even though he wasn't involved at all, because people started, you start connecting the dots, saying like, oh, he's associated with them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's my weird news.
Okay. Guys, we have another race to add to the list of weird races.
Ooh.
It's called the wife carrying race.
Oh, those.
Oh no. Oh, I guess we could actually. I guess we should talk about that. They changed Formula 1.
Yes, we'll
Oh
get to
yeah,
that
that
in
has
a bit.
started again. Yeah, they're still messing with the rules a little bit. They already.
Well,
have
no,
some
I'm talking specifically
rules.
about they
The
changed
rules
the
do not
cars now.
require participants to be married or even opposite genders. So long as the wife being carried weighs at least 110 pounds.
What the fuck?
Those weighing in at less than a minimum are required to wear weighted backpacks.
Yeah. But
Oh my, there's video.
You are correct. There are indeed new
Oh, this
Formula
looks
One cars,
ridiculous.
and the rules are still worked on. Like for we had our
Well,
first race this
Hold on,
weekend.
Jules. This is more important type of racing,
yes,
right?
I do agree with you on here. Give it a second.
Here we go.
Wife, like, is there a specific? Is there actual regulated way you have to carry?
Let me pull
Well,
it
it
up.
looks like everybody has the same tactic at least.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it.
What the fuck? What? Why upside down?
I don't know. What is up with the frog, by the way?
I
I
don't.
thought I saw him at the beginning.
I mean, you know, I guess that works. She just has to watch her nose.
Well, I didn't realize 69 was a strategy here.
Oh my god, Yora.
Yeah. So
Wait, why is there water being thrown?
I don't know.
Why is my man in suit? Like so many-
What in the fuck?
I mean, considering he better not have farted during that.
also, it's in Dorking, UK as well.
Yes, of course this is the UK. Where else would that be?
Yeah.
And the price is a bloody beer keg, it seems.
Nice.
Makes sense. Makes sense for what they're doing, actually.
Do we have any frog pictures? Because that's not a frog. I think he's in here somewhere.
Ah, yes.
What a great application Insta is on PC.
found the
There he
frog.
is. I cannot zoom in though. No.
Great visuals. Awesome.
Right. Yes, F1 regulations. They are a mess right now.
Yeah, so my thing is, right, from what I hear about it, basically they changed the cars in such a way that now the strategy is now completely different. Where it's almost like a video game. You have to charge up your boost meter.
Yes.
Yeah, they went for a 50-50 split between the
Yes.
combustion engine and a battery. The problem is the battery goes flat so quickly
Well,
that towards the end of a straight, they slow down. They actually have to downshift because their battery runs it and they're recharging. They call it super
Yes,
clipping.
so-
I call it stupid.
I mean, quite honestly, all I can think is that sounds way cooler than what it was.
Like you're slowing down on a straight in order to regain some battery.
Well, then don't slow down on the straight. Slow down before the straight and use it on there.
Yeah, but
Well, even if-
that doesn't really work.
Even if you do that, even if they try to get as much out of it as possible. Like you're at full throttle, you see the car accelerating, and all of a sudden you hear it slowing down.
Also, part of our problem is the recharge rate as well. Like, in terms of hardware limit, I think like 350 is kind of the limit.
Yeah, and they're currently
Kilowatts.
at 250.
And it's currently limited to 250, so that would already solve a bunch of the problems.
I mean, they already have a new set of rules lined up for the third race in Japan.
Yeah,
Like,
like
they
off
have-
to China.
Yeah, they have some. Like they first want to see how it, because Australia, where the first race was, is kind of an outlier in that it has very little in the way of charging. Meanwhile, we're going to go to China, and That's an entirely different circuit, which will have more charging, and that means that you'll have more results, so you don't make rushed decisions that will only make it worse. Although the drivers have indicated that don't want to, they don't like the driving. Like, sure, it gave us a lot of overtakes, but a lot of
Well,
it is
not
artificial.
really though, because yeah, it's just a bunch of yo-yoing because of energy
Like,
usage. But
my
once
battery's
it's
full.
just like optimize that the energy usage is as evenly distributed as possible, then the yo-yoing just goes away as well. So it's a very temporary overtaking situation.
Like, I've overtaken you because my battery was full. Now it's empty. Now your battery's charged up. Now you're overtaking me, and
Yeah,
you're just
but it's so bad that like the energy differential that if one person needs to, well, first of all, he's slowing down halfway through the straight because his engine just stops giving the amount of power that he needs
for that speed.
for that speed. So he just starts slowing down and then he starts braking. But as little as much as possible, I should add, because they want to generate as much energy possible. So they brake as little as possible, while the guy behind him had the slipstream the entire time, so he has more energy and just drives around him. Like the outside corner. There is no racecraft, there's just, hey, I have mushroom, you didn't.
Yes. So
That,
I don't know. It
that's what
sounds more. I mean, I
racing
still
is.
won't watch because I don't give a shit. But but it sounds more interesting.
Well,
No,
we
not
can watch
really,
this weekend.
because if you went into actual racecraft, then you had all those strategies there as well. But then it's dependent on driver skill. Now it's dependent on who turns out to have more battery at the time.
Exactly. But you can charge your battery now.
You always could. That's not really new.
Well, yeah, but now you have to like strategically slow down
That would that,
to speed up.
that was kind of to okay. In previous seasons, this strategy already existed, but you didn't really have to slow down because the battery was less powerful and so therefore wouldn't consume. Uh, well, sorry, no, the battery size stayed the same, but the engine power was less powerful. So you could actually, use your battery during a race.
Yeah, like the battery was complementary to the internal combustion engine, as these days it is.
I do like the direction of lighter cars, smaller cars, less downforce.
Yes, but I mean, multiple F1 drivers have already said, like, get rid of the electric part of it.
Yeah, okay, so another thing about that is we already, if Formula E exists, right?
Yes, now we have Formula E on steroids.
Formula E and
No,
a
not really.
half.
We'll call it Formula
Basically,
1.E. No. So another part of this regulation, which isn't really much talked about, is the fuel,
yeah,
which needs to be 100% sustainable since this year.
yeah. So the fuels are sustainable. So why are we still using batteries then?
Yeah, that's kind of my point. And then, well,
Fuck.
you have the argument of emissions. But I would argue if you just change the regulations of how the teams get to the bloody track in the first place, then you cut out like 90% of the emissions because of the bloody planes and cargo ships that they have to use. Which is
Yeah.
Yes,
arguably
although
so much more damaging than just driving a couple laps.
some
All of the
places it
most
is difficult.
efficient combustion engines of the world, by the way.
Also,
It is.
oh, I want to just real quick in between. Look at how consistent I am at this game.
Nice.
Right. Anyway,
The thing is, sometimes you can't get to a place.
you know what's consistent as well?
Mm.
Combustion
I suppose.
engines.
Yes. But sometimes you can't get to a circuit without using a plane or a boat, but you can minimize it. Or
Yes.
you just use a boat, put the drivers on there as, put
Yeah,
the
okay,
people
but
on
let
there
the
as well.
teams invest in renewable fuel for planes or something, or like, I don't know, put them to other engineering stuff, and I'm sure they
But
could handle it.
but if you have fully sustainable fuels, then I mean, we've already floated this idea before, but bringing back previous engines like the V10.
Yeah, everybody just wants the V10. That's more the thing,
Yeah, because they actually sounded decent.
right, Jim?
Sure.
Like
Well, you know what a
24,
V10 sounds like.
was it 2016 when they introduced the
Jules, I can't do the
V6
thing.
engine?
You don't. If you're trying to use the soundboard, you know I can't hear that, right?
Well, turn it on, then you know what a V10 sounds like.
I don't care.
Right.
But like
Um.
the latest change in engines was, I think, 2016 when they changed to V6 hybrid, which we're currently still in, just more hybrid. But when they first came out, they sounded like vacuum cleaners. Everybody was mad at them at Formula One for ruining the sound. Before you had V8s, which were just screaming. That's the best way to describe it. Just scream. You know, Formula One should basically go back to.
Yeah, it's kind of to the point where the best driver on the grid, arguably, is just more excited about driving other series than actual Formula One.
Yeah, because Max is going to drive 24 hours of Nürburgring.
Yes. Well, there was some test footage of him driving a Mercedes. I don't know if that's what he's
Yeah,
going to be driving.
he is going to be driving. Like, Mercedes actually. Like, Max is in the works with Mercedes. Like, it's an official Mercedes team.
Yeah. Also, ironically, Max last year won more with Ferrari than the actual Formula One Ferrari drivers, which is still very funny.
Yes. I mean, Carlos Sainz is the last one that got I think, a victory for Ferrari. A driver that doesn't even
Yes,
drive
they,
there
they
anymore.
should have won this race, to be fair.
However, for Ferrari's strategy,
Was quite something.
it
Okay,
hasn't
so
been good in forever. You have last couple of years had multiple incidents where they said come into the pit lane, and when they entered, they said no, stay out,
yes,
but too late. So you
Jim.
basically made a
Yes.
fucked pit stop.
So, do you understand pit stop strategy slightly?
Yes.
Okay, now imagine if there is an accident on track and everybody needs to slow down. Right? Like
Sucks
still
to be
driving,
you.
but slow down.
Yeah, just
What,
too
what,
bad. Then it's just too bad.
yeah, okay, well, the thing is, if you then do a pit stop, you lose less ground, right? Because everybody else on track is going slower.
Yeah.
Ferrari, on the other hand, really thought that didn't work that way.
What?
And were the only ones that did not do a pit stop, which cost them the race.
What the What?
They're a professional F1 team.
Well, I
Well,
know that. Well,
they're
sounds more
attempting.
like they're trying to be now, but
Their last, the last time they won a championship was 2008.
And the last time they were in contention for the championship was because they cheated engine regulation by going around the sensors.
Wasn't it 2020 or 2019?
Yes, I feel like that.
Where the way they cheated is kind of genius though, with
Yes.
the fuel
So,
sensor only measuring
okay,
in
we
pulses.
can explain this, Jim.
yes.
If you put more fuel in a car go through more, right?
Yeah.
So there's a limit on the amount of fuel can go in the engines. So what Ferrari found, that's the flow sensor that measured the incoming flow of the fuel line, worked on a certain interval, and they literally just did the inverse of that interval and squeezed more fuel in between the measurements.
Right.
Thus, more fuel, more power.
I think those sensors did like 2,000 measurements a second or something.
And they were like, now we can squeeze it in between.
Yes. So they literally had like a fuel injector working on like 2,000. Well, no, actually, what would that be like? Uh, yeah, no, yeah, that would be 2,000 hertz. Yeah,
It's
it was a bit of a weird situation.
yeah. Formula One is basically
Also, actually, I didn't check. Did Ferrari end up using the upside down wing
no.
in race?
They haven't used.
Right. I
They
haven't checked that.
didn't use that again. They might, but I guess it does work because you're making lift. But you have to basically build the car around it, and I don't think they did that. So therefore, it is less beneficial. Engine Formula One is basically just the best drivers drive around in cars that are just
I know.
the engineers' playgrounds.
I know. I know where it comes from.
Yes, well, the best teams also have the best lawyers. Is kind of
Yeah.
the deal.
I see. Anyway. Should we end it here? It's probably a good point to end it as well.
Yeah. I do have
Yeah.
one more thing to say though. We're not experts.
But we were here.